I would never claim to be something I'm not.
B.RoB, that life, my life, walking fucking bricks. You wanna be
Spec, I had to go and get it. Ain't nobody gave me nothing, had to go and get it. I get it.
Yo, what's happening, YouTube? It is your official host, ThatGuyBRoB, and we're back for another episode of That Life, My Life. Make sure you guys have subscribed. If you have not so far, go ahead and scroll down, press that little red button, and subscribe to your boy. That way you always know when I'm uploading a new episode of That Life, My Life. Today's episode is gonna be about why do men blank? So over the past week, I've had my female followers and supporters send me different things to fill in the blank about things they're curious about the things that men do. And I will start this programming off by saying, as men, we can be stupid. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go ahead and clap for me, because that's the truth. And that's just me being a real man and being able to admit that I know us as men, we can be quite stupid with the decisions that we make. But, fellas, I'm not just gonna throw us under the bus like that. We have reasons behind everything we do. Sometimes we're just misunderstood, and sometimes we just kind of going with the flow. We're trying to figure things out, so y'all can't necessarily fault us, most of us. So I'm gonna answer some of these questions, give y'all some feedback from B.RoB's point of view. All this is strictly B.RoB, so if you have any say-so or opinions, or you mad or you hate the way, first off, it's my opinion, so you can't get mad. But come at me, DM me, we can talk more about it, we can have an intellectual conversation, we can open up in case I didn't go in deep enough for you about the said topic. So without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into it. Of course, the most popular one that all women wanna know is, why do men cheat? It's tricky. Men cheat for several reasons. Some men cheat just because they can. Some men cheat because they feel like either A, they're not getting anything good from the woman they may currently be with, whether that's sexual, whether that's emotionally, whether that's just, just downright support or like a ride or die. Some men feel like they're missing something, or some men can't control themselves and they give into temptation. And so all those factors, I think, play into why men necessarily cheat. I think the most prominent one is a lot of dudes aren't ready. I had one of my followers ask me, why do men jump into a relationship knowing they aren't ready? Some, I believe, attempt, they want to try it. It's something they may not have been for, they may like you. And that's one of the biggest things. Females like, you don't care about me, and if he really cared, he wouldn't have cheated. Not necessarily, because sometimes when you're in that moment, you can really be down for a girl, you like her, you go out to a club, and you may end up meeting another girl that happens to have qualities or something that just grabs your attention. And so you're like, I want that, or like, I'm enticed by that. And so you want to go and see what it's about. It's like seeing a good book. You want to know what's inside that good book, so you're going to open it and test it out. And I feel like some men do that. And I'm not saying it's right. But I feel like it's not even men that do it. I think it's anybody. Because I don't think there's any one person that you're going to meet in the world that's going to have every quality that you're looking for. And with most men or women, when they actually see a quality that they may really be enticed by, that their partner, their current partner, does not have, I feel like they may be willing, or more willing, not necessarily willing, but more, what I'm looking for, not encouraged, more likely to actually step out on their partner. Some people say, if they really feel this way about their partner, why don't they just leave them? Sometimes it's not that easy. Like I said, sometimes you really do love or want to be with the person that you're with, but you also want to have your cake and eat it too, which is another question. So why do men want to have their cake and eat it too? Because it's fun. Me, I'm a Trey Songz fan, and I used to be a really big fan, I still am, of his song Cake. It's a game. It's about how well in depth you can stay with the game without getting caught, almost. Because you feel like, I don't want to hurt you. Like Tyree said in Baby Boy, I lie to you, I cheat on you, whatever the case may be, because I love you. I'm not gonna tell you I'm out here stepping on other girls or getting a little cat here and there from somebody else, because I ain't finna hurt your feelings. And it's like, it's there. It's right there in front of you. It's easy. And that goes to the point that a lot of females, y'all are quick to judge men for stepping out, but a lot of y'all females are quick to also step out with men that are in full-blown relationships. You know he has a woman, you know he has a whole family, but then you sit there and you entice him. You sit there and come on, and so it takes two to tango. So it's not always just the men that are stepping out and cheating and you know, giving these guys cake to eat or whatever. It's the women that are helping, the women that seem to be attracted to men that have something good going for themselves. It's kind of like y'all pride over, y'all enjoy the fact of being able to say that, like, oh, I effed your man and I effed her man and da, like he in a full relationship. Like, it should be both. It shouldn't be happening either way. And I think the fact that, you know, women encourage that, you're making it easier for men to do these things. You have to think about for yourself, if somebody was doing this to me, how would I feel? You can't think about it in the moment, like, you know, you want to have fun, because that makes you a hoe as well. You're just as guilty as he is. And so that's kind of why I feel like men may cheat. I feel like that's why men may step out and try to have their cake and eat it too. Like, it's a bunch of things that go with it. Why do men lie? Why does anybody lie? I feel like everybody lies for their reasons, either because most of the time I feel like it's because you want to protect somebody's feeling, or you're trying to protect yourself. And I think it's the same way with men. One, I'm not going to tell on myself if you just have a hunch or you assuming that I'm doing something. I'm just not. Why would I do that? That's stupid on my behalf. But at the same time, I'm also trying to protect your feelings. You know, if I know this is gonna hurt you, and I didn't necessarily mean to hurt you, not saying that it's right that I hurt you, but I'm not finna sit here and have you cry and boo-hoo and hurt your feelings, especially if you happen to be a good girl. And so it's like, they ask, why do men continue to lie even when their partner knows the truth? We don't know if you know the truth or not. You may know the truth. I mean, 9 times out of 10, if a woman's asking a man like, hey, so you seen anybody else, or what were you doing last night, or why you close, you know, it's because 9 times out of 10 you know the truth. If y'all know the truth, then why ask us? Why even sit there and entertain our lies? Because 9 times out of 10, a man is not about to sit here and put himself on a back burner. He's not about to sit here and tell you like, oh yeah, I slept with someone, so that ain't happening. Like, it's not happening. Like, he's just not going to do it. Sometimes, you know, it gets to a point to where a man should be grown and man up. Like, you cheated, you know, let your girl know, but it'll be a cold day in hell before that happens, I think, as a majority, because that's just not how the game goes. Because, as I said, it's all a hunch. It's all an assumption that you may have. I can't be out here gambling on your assumption that you think I cheated, even if you know I cheated, but I don't know you know that I cheated, so I'm not going to let you know that I cheated. That makes sense? Cool. Next question. Next question was, why do men fear commitment? A lot of men never been in a relationship. A lot of men find it hard to let go of the game, per se, or they find it hard to let go of having a plentiful of women. Me, myself, I don't necessarily fear commitment. I fear wasting my time, I fear wasting my energy, and I fear wasting my money. And those are things that I just refuse to do. And that's why I've been single for some time. And it's just because I want to make sure that the girl that I choose to give my time, my energy, my effort, and my money to is worth it. And I'm not in this for fun. I'm not in this to waste money for you to have memories and teddy bears and jewelry. And no, that's for somebody special. I never really been into just dating just because you gotta be something special. You gotta be worth that McDonald's meal. Now, McDonald's is a very special meal. You gotta be worth that. You gotta be worth going to Buffalo Wild Wings or Texas Roadhouse or Longhorns or to the beach. Like, that takes some time. A lot of men didn't grow up in necessarily like a household or the environment to where like love is so prominent, or treating a woman right is something that they were taught in depth. And I think that also has a lot to do with it. It's something new to them. And so it takes a woman to kind of like mold that man and kind of like show him like, it's okay to be in a relationship. Like, you can trust me. I know, you know, it's hard to trust females because females aren't innocent themselves. And that's something that we got to take into account as well. And so a lot of men are like, you know, I can't trust these hoes, fuck these hoes, da 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 da. Yeah, because they know. And it's because, one, there's so many females out here that are stepping out on their quote-unquote boyfriends, that are going to college and cheating on their boyfriends, or, you know, doing shit under their wraps that their boyfriend don't know about. If a nigga can get a female to cheat on her boyfriend, you think that like another nigga can't do the same thing? Like, it's not even always about like them not being able to trust. the female, it's also the men. Because if a nigga has the right talk game, you best believe that he's probably gonna be able to talk anybody's girl out they draws. And so if my girl talks to a dude and a dude fuck her, like, that's why I can't trust. Like, it's hard to trust anybody. And as most as you can see, it seems to be just a big ass double standard. Because I've witnessed, I've been in college, and I've watched it happen, that women are just as guilty as men in all of these situations. And my last question, the final question, which I like, and I gotta shout you out for this, Rose, I really appreciate it. Why do men focus on having all the girls, having all the money, focus on alcohol, instead of building a relationship with God that can provide him with so much more abundance of a happy marriage and a good job and a family and kids? It's a step, it's a growing process. It's not something that we necessarily, wake up or talk to do. It takes trial and tribulation. It takes making some mistakes. It takes, unfortunately, being a hoe to realize what you want. I've had my whole days, me personally. I've had my days to where, I was just wilding out. I didn't want a relationship. I just wanted to have sex because I didn't want anything serious with a girl. I'm at the point in my life now to where I'm just kind of focused on myself, like legitly focusing on myself, really building myself and trying to learn myself inside and out. And if a girl comes, around me, it's kind of like, I can't talk to girls on the same level like I used to. I don't talk to girls because I want to get in their drawers. Like, I'm talking to a girl because I want to see if we can have some type of chemistry. Do I potentially like you? Can we start dating? Can we start talking? Can we potentially get married? Those are the important things. And I think it takes time for people to see that. And everybody blossoms at a different time. Some people get married or have kids, 21, 22. I'm about to be 24 and I have none of those things, and thank God. But it takes time. It's one of those things to where you have to let a person experience what they have to experience. No matter if it's on your time where you're like, well, I'm ready for a relationship and like I'm cooking for him, I'm cleaning for him, I'm taking care of him, like I'm really down for him, but he out here like hoeing around and he don't see that he got something good right in front of him. Yeah, that's very true. A lot of us as men, we don't necessarily notice when we have something good in front of us. I'm a witness, sometimes we make a decision to part ways from something that, a good girl, somebody we know is really down for us, and somebody that is probably in the long run our wife. But because we still want to mess around, or we're still unsure, or one of my biggest things was I didn't want to get in a committed relationship with somebody, and then I step out and then I go see somebody else, a girl that goes back to what I said earlier, has those qualities that I'm missing in my partner, because I'm gonna be like, damn, like I settled. And that's horrible to think, but it's like, you feel like, damn, like there was something I really, really wanted. I got into a relationship with you. Now I found somebody else that has what I really want. And in that case, like, well, just leave, let your partner know. It ain't that easy no matter what nobody says, because one of your feelings is gonna be hurt. You may go crazy, you may wanna key his nigga car, you probably wanna pour bleach on his clothes, you wanna probably put him on fire. Shout out to my islanders, because y'all are crazy people. Like crazy. Like, we don't have time to deal with your craziness. And so it's a lot of factors that go within it. Cause I come to you like, look, babe, I got a girl that I met, I think I'm interested. I think it's best we don't talk. Because the downside of that as well, let's say I do part ways and I go talk to this other girl. If she isn't equal to what you had, and because I chose to step out, now I done lost you. And so that's why guys, again, like to have their cake and eat it too. They like to kind of like test try. Let me see, if I don't like this cake, I can always go back to the red velvet cake. And I hate red velvet personally, but that's the first cake that popped in my head. But that's kind of how I feel like it goes. It's kind of like test trying or test driving cars to see what you like, what you don't like, until you find that right fit. Yeah. So it's a lot. I hope these answers all of y'all questions. I hope I gave some thorough answers. Man, I hope I didn't round this out too much. And if, like I said, if any of you guys have your own personal feedback on some of the things I said and some of the questions that I answered, feel free to comment below. DM me on all my social medias at ThatGuyBRoB. That's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, all that. And let's continue to have a conversation. I'm always down for it, fellas. Don't worry, I got an episode coming for you too. We're gonna do a why do women blank, and gonna figure it out. Y'all stay tuned for another episode of That Life My Life. I appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you tell your mama, your daddy, your grandma, and everybody about it. Where to tune in every Wednesday right here, 8/7 Central, YouTube.com/ThatGuyBRoB. And we out.
Watch a young nigga take off.
I'm taking off like a new flight. I'm taking off like I started fights. I'm taking off like a loose kite. Believe me, nigga, don't believe the hype. I'm serious to get gas, you can call it maple. Make your brain steady like you need the cable. Shooter watching traps like they is.